What's up, and welcome back to Central Sports Pod. Today, we're missing Sam and Ethan, but we've got Joey to replace them. Joey, you want to say hi?
How's it going, guys?
Today, we're going to talk a little bit shorter episode. Mainly, we're going to be focusing on the Final Four. But to start off, I've got an icebreaker for you guys, okay? What's your guys' favorite, super team in sports? Any sport. Brant, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I would say it didn't work out the most, but it was definitely one of my favorite teams. The Nets team with James Harden, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. I would say I thought that was going to work out, but it didn't flow at the time as well as they thought it would.
Mm-hmm. Joey, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I'll go with the NBA as well. Um, everyone picks the 15 and 16 Warriors since they went, 73 and 9. But I think the 95-96 Bulls are a much better pick for the best super team of all time, just because the Warriors couldn't get it done in the finals, right? But the Bulls, they went 72 and 10 in the regular season, which was the best record up until the Warriors, and then they actually got it done in the postseason, winning the title.
Yeah, I think that's very valid. I mean, they
Let's
won
not
like
forget
three
the
in a row, right?
Warriors also choked at 3 Elite Finals.
Yeah. I think personally, I'm gonna go to soccer. I gotta go to the second Galacticos era. That's like that, like Ronaldo, Benzema, Gale, Gale, whatever. You know who I'm talking
Gareth
about.
Bale.
Gareth Bale, yeah. I
Yeah,
think like
Gareth.
their run in the Champions League for that like 6 years or so that they were like a thing is truly like the one of the greatest runs we've seen in sports. I mean, I will say I think Dodgers could happen. I'm not really a baseball fan, but I could happen. And I think especially because like they like even after Super Team, they haven't really collapsed. Like they're still a competitive team. And yeah, I mean, I know that's because soccer, money, it's really different. But personally, that's my favorite.
Yeah, good
All right,
pick.
Joey, you've come to us with a little bit of a hot take today, right?
Yeah, I do. So obviously, right now the women's Final Four is happening, and then tomorrow the men's Final Four is happening. So I think it was appropriate to do a college basketball hot take, and the one I have for you guys today is about the transfer portal. I think it's actually good for college basketball, not only just for the players, but also for the fans. Um, and what are your guys' initial reactions to that? But I have some explanation and some evidence for that.
I wouldn't say it's really a hot take. I kind of like the take, and I agree.
I disagree, but I think if you're thinking of it as like it makes collegiate sports much more similar to professional sports, which is an argument to where I would like gain more viewers, stuff like that. But I think collegiate sports are supposed to be different, and it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I definitely agree with that point. But I think the transfer portal is just so great for the kids, the 18 and 19-year-old kids, as well as the average viewer. A lot of people believe that uh, viewership is just really decreased because of the transfer portal and the NIL era, making it uncompetitive. But I think that's actually the opposite. Just because, uh, yes, the top players are going to the same like 8, 10 teams every year, which in a sense makes it kind of uncompetitive. But we really haven't had a dominant team in the transfer portal era. And that's something that's just so great about college basketball. In the transfer portal era, the only, repeat champion that we've had is UConn in 23 and 24. And before that was Florida in 2006 and 2007. So, I mean, there really hasn't been like just this dominance with this transfer portal, and viewership has been up the last couple years. I mean, this most recent tournament, 2026, we've seen a like almost 15-20% increase in total viewership in just the first day alone. And I think if uh, the transfer portal were to be bad for the sport, you would see the opposite. You would see a massive decline, but that's really not what we're seeing. Maybe for the hardcore fan and like the analyst, it's not fun to see. But for the casual fan, they are still tuning in. They're still tuning in at a much higher rate than normal. So I think it's definitely beneficial for the NCAA and just college basketball in general.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Well, yeah, it it hasn't had that much of an effect on like teams like becoming dynasties and stuff like that. And like it hasn't been as impactful as to like harmful impacts. I guess it's more so just like the morals and like the just like base of it being like, oh, I can transfer if I don't like this situation. And I feel like with college, like I kind of like it when you got a superstar trying to carry not a great team in college. Because in the day, they know they're going to go high in the draft, and then they just try to like pull their team up into like a competitive space.
Yeah, to your point with like them they should be sticking to a team, being maybe morally correct. They made a commitment to that team. I kind of agree with that, but there are so many like countless situations where where people where the coach who originally sorry, who the coach who originally recruited you maybe got fired or there was some scandal or
Hmm.
for some reason just the scheme that you were in just didn't fit your play style and you're stuck. I mean, before the transfer portal era, your options were either transfer and then sit out for a full season, which is incredibly valuable for you to lose, or stay miserable in your current spot. And I think punishing 18, 19-year-old kids for a decision they made, for a commitment decision they made when they were that age is probably just not the best thing. And allowing the people uh, to be able to just be more competitive and have like better overall basketball, I think that is something that the transfer portal has done really well. So yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say the biggest thing that it's really come to in the transfer portal that could be fixed is the money reasons of leaving. Like, I think the reasons of leaving for your personal benefit of like play style or coaching is good, but money has played a big part. And I think it showed with like Iowa State football, even in like women's basketball now with NIL. Like, if you don't have as much, then people are going to leave no matter what.
Yeah, unfortunately. Kind of staying on the topic of college sports this weekend is the Final Four. Start off, what do we kind of think of this Final Four kind of going out of the Elite Eight games and kind of focusing on like these wins and how these teams have gotten here?
Personally, I've loved them. I think that Arizona, Michigan, I definitely would have liked to see it in the final. But I think that Illinois UConn is also very good. And I think that the UConn Duke game is one of the best games I've watched all time in March Madness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, sorry.
the Duke thing, I'm a little mad they lost. I mean, yeah, UConn's been playing great, but I'm kind of sick of great UConn because they're kind of always great. So personally, I don't love them in there, but I do really like Illinois in there. Although I wanted Iowa to get in there, but that's just because my Iowa bias. I had Illinois get in there in the first place, and I think Michigan and Arizona deserved it, and I have no really argument with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think Duke totally. Sorry.
I see some parallels between this Final Four and the NFL playoffs we saw. I think on one side there's a pretty clear, far and away two best teams, and I think on the other side the other teams are strong, obviously, but I think whoever comes out of that Arizona Michigan game is going to win. But I do really like the Illinois story. Going back to my transfer portal take, I think 3 out of 5 of their current starting five are from the transfer portal this year. So you're not going to see that kind of thing without the transfer portal. So I think that's a great story. And with that Duke UConn game, I actually did like obviously it was frustrating to watch just because it was just such a weird ending, but I think that was definitely a good result if you're an Illinois fan because getting to 3 seed in the finals, because I think they're actually favored against UConn. They definitely wouldn't be favored against Duke. I think that's going to be cool because it potentially sets up a 3 seed in the finals against a 1 seed, which would be cool to see.
Yeah, personally, I want Illinois to get there, and I think of Illinois and UConn, I actually think Illinois is the better team, and I think they are the one who, if somebody's going to upset Michigan or Arizona, it's one of them.
Yeah.
Before we go on, I just want to highlight Sam. I know he's not here, but Sam is in the top 4,000 brackets on ESPN. I believe he needs a UConn Arizona final with an Arizona win, and then he's like best he can be. I'm impressed given he started, I think, 0-4 with his takes. Personally, my bracket has not gone well. Had Duke winning, had some unfortunate things like Iowa losing to Clemson, or also maybe Miami, Ohio winning. But you know, how's you guys' brackets been?
Yeah, my
I
bracket's been all right so far. I usually make one main one and then just a couple um that are like who I want to win, fun things like that. This year, I actually went all out trying to see how long I can get a perfect bracket for. I made all 25 brackets on ESPN Tournament Challenge. The majority of them were resulting in an Arizona win, so I'm holding out hope for that. But they've been kind of all over the place. I had one bracket go, I think I think 20 games perfect, and then it lost. I forget which game it was that it lost on. Um, but overall, it's been pretty bad. Despite making 25 brackets, I've definitely underperformed, and both my siblings have somehow been beating me throughout this entire tournament, despite very little college basketball knowledge. So we'll see though. If Arizona pulls it out, then my bracket will probably shoot up to maybe top 200,000. We'll see.
Brent, how's yours been?
Mine hasn't been bad. I made my main one is like not the best, but my other one that I've like adopted as my main almost with a lot of upsets has taken me to like 92% now. So I'll take it. And I have an Arizona win, so hopefully they will get it done.
Yeah. All right. Can we just quickly go around predictions for these final like three games, right? Personally, I think Illinois over UConn. I think Arizona over Michigan, Arizona to win it. That's personally what I probably would say.
I would agree on that. I think Illinois is going to win, and then Arizona is going to win against Michigan and then win it all.
Joey?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Illinois is going to win. Like I mentioned, I think they're favored. I think they just shoot a lot more three-pointers, and they're a lot more efficient than this
They're
UConn
tall.
team is. And I think uh, on the other side with Arizona and Michigan, I'm a little biased because I've just watched like basically just Big Ten basketball this year. And this Michigan team, they look really, really good. Obviously, Arizona's been the best kind of all-around team all year, but just what Michigan's done in the last couple games, just been kind of utterly dominant against every other team. You know what they did to Tennessee in the last round. I definitely have Michigan over Arizona, and I think they get it done against Illinois as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big Ten final would be very fun.
Yes,
Yeah, I
definitely.
think
Big Ten supremacy.
Big Ten has genuinely they've gone into this tournament and
Big
just
12.
dominated. Like it's kind of wild to think about, given that like yeah, they're the biggest, but like the conferences seemed pretty equal going into it. Yeah, they were probably one of the, if not the best going into it. It's kind of odd just how they've truly just muscled their way to the best conference in the tournament. Do you guys have
Yeah.
any other things you want to talk about for the Final Four?
Mm, I wouldn't really say anything like big, but the one thing I'm worried about with Michigan is if Elliot Cadeau is going to be ready.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree with Brent there. I think that's going to be a big issue. We'll obviously see tomorrow, but if that turns out to be positive for Michigan, then I definitely think they're going to get it done. But yeah, I mean, I think the games are kind of uh, we've kind of talked about pretty much all there is for these games. They don't have too many like crazy storylines that I feel like haven't been there in the past couple of
Hmm.
years.
All right, kind
Yeah.
of moving on, just touching on a few different sports before I end. Luca got injured last night. Do, it doesn't look good. They've said he's out for the rest of the season, probably into the postseason. Is this a killer for the Lakers?
Yes, I think so.
I hope not, just 'cause I think they're a fun team, especially with Luca, and Luca like deserves to have some success as a player before he turns like 30. Um, but I hope it's not too bad, and maybe they can win one series, maybe two series, and then he comes in. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely the end of this Lakers team, unfortunately. They had a good run in the month of March, winning, some crazy games, but honestly, I never really had them getting out of the this even the second round. Maybe they can get past like Minnesota in the first round, but I don't think they're getting past San Antonio, right? Like it's not going to happen. Um, and now with like a Luka injury and out indefinitely and potentially even into the second round if they make it that far, I there's just no chance. I mean, what happened? The result of that OKC game yesterday kind of showed that there are levels to this. And this Lakers team, they were
Yeah.
looking great. They had a whatever 9 game, 10 game winning streak
Yeah,
recently,
yeah.
but that's unfortunately come to the end. And I think this is where their season ends too, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, I don't want to touch too much on NBA because it's kind of end of season, and we'll touch on it more when we talk about playoffs in a bit. But I really think the Cavs are the team that I think could go far and might not be the highest seed. The second half of the
Yeah.
season, Cavs with James Harden, it's been electric. Do you guys
Yeah,
have
I
any
would say the
teams
Harden
that
deal
do you guys have any teams you
was
think could go far that aren't necessarily predicted to go far?
mm, I wouldn't say. I would say the main teams this year are going to be like kind of the main teams that we see make a run again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the team to win it this year is going to be OKC, unfortunately. As much as you want them to be some not like a back to
Spurs.
back, you want there to be some.
Spurs.
We'll see. We'll
I've
see.
been saying that since
Um,
December.
we'll see. I definitely think OKC is the team to beat, but the Spurs are that second team, so you never know.
Yeah.
But I do like the Cavs. I think James Harden has kind of really elevated them since the trade deadline. So you always like to see that, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I do think it's going to be a one versus two in that conference finals on that side. But you never know. Who knows? But I do think it's going to be the Thunder and the Spurs,
Mhm.
unfortunately, on that
Conference
Before
side
we
at
end,
least.
finals.
before we end, I just want to touch on soccer because did you guys see the top 26 players to watch for the World Cup list made by Fox Sports?
No.
I have not. No, I haven't really
Let,
been
let me
keeping up with
just
soccer
let
much.
me just tell you a few of these players. This makes me so unbelievably worried for the World Cup because it's in America and some American news outlets are going to be covering it. Sure enough, 26 was Weston McKennie, and they said he can play any position other than keeper. I don't know if you guys know anything about Weston McKennie. That is
I do.
awful.
That
If you
is
keep going,
terrible.
Rafinha, the top two, top three Ballon d'Or contender from last year, only at 23. 22 is Balogun, who I bet you guys don't even know who he is. He's a
I
USA
do.
player.
He
Yeah.
is, yeah, he switched to USA, but he is not really shown what they
Yeah.
thought.
19 is Pedri. Pedri should easily be top 10. He's one of the best midfielders, if not the best midfielder right now in the world. Then we got Chris Richards at number 16, the third USA player on the list. It's like the
And
LeBron
where's
James of
where's Harry
soccer
Kane on
overnight.
there?
I keep going, but 15 was Sadio Mane. I hate to say I like Sadio Mane. He's not a top 15 player at the World Cup. If I keep going, oh, Heung-min Son was 12, by the way, MLS player.
Uh,
Ridiculous.
Tottenham Spur.
Luka Modric was 10. Mind you, he's like 40. It's like Harry Kane was 8, which I think that's an okay placement. Just guess where
Yeah.
Pulisic ended up. Just guess.
Top five.
Number three.
Number 6.
Oh,
I'll give him that. Holland was 5, even though if anybody has a brain, Norway could maybe win one round of 32 game, and there's no way to get further. Also, shocker, Messi and Ronaldo are at the top two. They shouldn't be at the top two. We all agree on this, right?
Lamine Yamal should
Yeah,
be the
he's
one.
3. He should be 1. I think I'm really worried for this World Cup, especially because there was the USA game a few days ago. Commentating was terrible. It was American-based commentators, and they clearly didn't know much about soccer. I think if you're going to have a World Cup in the US, in this like political climate of the US, we should maybe be a little we shouldn't be opposed to having people from the Europe come in and commentate. I think it's ridiculous, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm
I
worried.
just want to say USA is they worry me a lot after the Belgium and Portugal
Yeah.
friendlies. They do not look good.
USA, if they're lucky, gets to round of 16. It, it's it's this hype
I
every
don't
year
even think
with the
there.
news. I said if they're lucky. All right. Joey, thank you for coming on and being our third guest. Do you have anything you want to say before we end the episode?
I'll just say thank you guys for having me on. It was a great time. Hope to be back soon.
Go Cats.
Thank you.
Go Cats.
All right. Thank you guys very much. I will probably not be in either of our next episodes because I have a fun trip to China that I'll be going on. I'll maybe send in some videos for the boys to react to. So see you next time. Catch us on a radio show every Tuesday at 12:30 and peace.
Peace.
Peace.